Om. Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानं ज्ञानिनाम् अग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणाम् अधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि नमः श्रीतुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृते नमे Hari Om to everyone. So, in the last class, we were seeing the Chopai, Antakala Raghuvara Purajayi, Jaha Janma Hari Bhakta Kahai. So, we saw this Hari Bhakta Kahai, Janma Hari Bhakta Kahai can be seen in two different meanings. One is, since he was a Hari Bhakta before he died, okay, he was able to go to Raghuvarapura. That is one meaning. And the other meaning is the whenever he is reborn, now after reaching the Saket Lok, whenever he is reborn, okay, then that devotee is known as Hari Bhakta. So there also Janma Hari Bhakta Kahai. So at the birth also he is known as Hari Bhakta. So both meanings you can take it here. So the Swamiji says the essence of this verse is actually devotee of Hanuman or Lord Sri Rama. What happens to them is the samskaras of that devotion, that impressions of devotion, that bhakti are not lost even in their future births. So even after rebirth. So that's what Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, right? In the 6th chapter, when Arjuna asks what happens to the person who does not realize, who does not get liberated in this life, even though he was striving hard. Isn't that a waste of time because he did not enjoy the world and he did not get the liberation also? So at that time, Lord Krishna says, no, nothing goes waste. He will be born where he will continue his spiritual path. So that always reminds me of something, that Swami Swarupanandaji says, it is not like, in your dream, you put a piece of pizza in the refrigerator. In your next dream, you take out this pizza and eat that one. Not like that, okay? So even though you are going to take a birth and you will continue your spirituality, what it means is the circumstances will be very what you call you'll be born in a place where you can continue your spirituality. It's not like you don't have to go to the school and learn A, B, C, D, E. You have to do that one. But at a certain point in your life, you will be able to get guidance to continue your spirituality. So here also, that's what Swamiji is telling, that, even in the rebirth, that samskaras of bhakti, of devotion, that is not gone. Swami Ramabhadracharya, he says the glory of serving Hanumanji is he destroys the prarabdha karmas also. Okay, so it is very hard to get rid of all the prarabdha karmas, because by the time we are trying to get rid of the prarabdha karmas, we are adding some more karmas to that one. Okay, but here Hanumanji is the one who can remove those prarabdha karmas also and make it possible for you to reach Saket Lok, that is Sri Ramchandraji's place there. And also, whenever Bhagwan comes to the comes on earth, they are able to come back with Bhagwan, so that they are with the Lord all the time, whether it is in Saket Lok or in Bhulok here. So in Sri Ramcharitmanas, Kakabhushandi, he says the same thing, that Kakabhushandi is a Chiranjeevi. So he says in every Treta Yuga, when Sri Ramchandraji is born, okay, he comes to Ayodhya as a crow and to watch the um, the childhood Bala Leelas of Sri Rama, and then he goes away. He comes there as a crow because most of the time the child is playing on the terrace with the mother and the father and all that. So he is able to see those Bala Leelas of Sri Ramchandra ji. Tulsidas ji says in Sri Ramcharitmanas, Nija Icha Prabhu Avatarayi Suramahi Gaudvijalagi Saguna Upasak Sangataha Rahahi Mocha Sab Tyagi. So he says, Bhagavan actually Nija Icha, because of his own free will, he takes the birth. For what reason? He says, for the Sura, that is Devatas, then the Mahi is the earth, Gau is the cows, and Dvija, that is for the Brahmana's sake. For the sake of them, he takes the birth, and Saguna Upasaka Sangataha. So all the worshippers of Sri Ramchandraji, Rahahi Mocha Sabutyagi. So leaving all the bliss of that moksha, they remain with Lord on the earth. So what we see is here is bhaktas, of Bhagavan, they don't even want liberation from their this birth, and they don't ask even for the heaven also. The only prayer that they have is, Bhagavan, wherever you keep me, in whichever way you want to keep me, but even if it is an animal form, it is okay. But my only request for you is, please let me have the devotion to your feet all the time, in whichever the form I am here. And Bharat, the Sri Ramchandraji's brother, he was such a great devotee of Lord Sri Ramchandraji. He says in Sri Ramcharitmanas, after taking the bath at Prayagraj, Sitaji was there, and he says, that you can ask for a boon. So what is it that he says? He says, Dharamana Artana Kam Ruchi Gatina Chahu Niravan Janama Janamarati Ramapada Yaha Varadanana Ana. So he says, I don't want any of these four Purusharthas. I don't want Dharma, Artha, Kama, even Moksha, Nirvana. What is it that you want? I just want that, in every life, I have the devotion for Sri Ramchandraji's lotus feet. So that is the condition of a bhakta here. So Janma Hari Bhakta Kahai means, even if they take the birth on this earth, okay, they are still the devotees of Sri Ramchandraji alone. You all must have heard the name of Raskan, that he was the devotee of Lord Krishna. He is a Muslim Sufi, and he has written a bhajan where he says, if I become a human being in my next birth, okay, my wish is that I become the cowherd in Braja, so that I will be with Lord Krishna. And if I become an animal, let me be a cow, so that I will be one of the cows that Lord Krishna is going to graze. And if I become a stone, let me be the stone on Govardhanagiri, where Lord Krishna lifts that mountain on his little finger. And if I become a bird, let me be on that Kadamba tree on the bank of the Yamuna river and watch the pastimes of Lord Krishna here. So Tulsidas ji, he says, Saguna Upasaka Mokshana Lehi. So the worshippers of Saguna Upasaka, that means the form of the Lord, they don't want even moksha, and they just want to be with Bhagavan only. So these devotees, whether they are barren, I mean, they are not barren because of their some karma phala or some unfulfilled desires. Okay, they are barren because they have that grace to stay with Bhagavan even on this earth. So Hari Bhakta Kahai. So some people, they asked Guruji, what do they do in Saket? If they are in Sri Ramji's place, what do they do there? That's a strange question. Because when you are on this earth, you cry out for Bhagwan. Bhagwan, please take me, please take me. And once you reach there, you want to know, what am I going to do? That is, a real devotee will never ask a question like that. Okay, because, when you are with Bhagavan, okay, you don't need to do anything. Love is that state that puts an end to all kinds of doing. So they enjoy the presence of Bhagavan there. That's all that, and they have the opportunity to be with Ram and Sita ji there, and that's all they need there. Antakala Raghuvar Purujai, Jaha Janmahari Bhakta Kahai. So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, for this Chopai, a man's rebirth is determined by what he has been thinking about just before death. Devotional thinking is therefore very necessary. If by constant practice one's mind is freed from all worldly ideas, then the thought of God, which fills the mind in their place, will not leave it even at the time of death. So Bhagavad Gita, Om Ityakaksharam. So many slokas. See, this is what it is. Spirituality, even though we read so many different scriptures, everything teaches the same thing in the end. Okay. And in Padma Purana, Lord Shiva says, that one can easily reach Sri Ramchandra ji, by chanting Rama, 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 Rama. So at the, that's why they say in Kashi, Lord Shiva chants the Ramanama in the ears of a dying person. So that's why people want to die in Kashi, because they reach moksha there. And continuing now to the next chaupai, Auru Devata Chittana Darai, Hanumata Seyi, Sarva Sukha Karai. Auru Devata, that means other deities, other devatas, Chittana Darai. Don't remember. Hanumata, Hanumata Seyi, Sarva Sukha Karai. Seyi means service. Hanumata is Hanumanji, Sarva Sukha Karai, obtains all happiness. So one who does not remember any other deity other than Hanumanji, he will obtain all pleasures and happiness. That is one meaning. Some people say, Auru Devata Chittanadare means don't keep any other god in your mind. Only keep Hanumanji in your mind, and he will give you all the happiness. This is also not wrong, because what it means is, when you have the single pointed devotion to one particular God, then it becomes stronger. But if you keep changing from one God to another, there is that story. You remember that that a person was going in the boat. The boat was about to sink, so he prayed to Lord Ganesha, you are the Vignaharata, remove my this difficulty now, please come and save me. So even before he finished praying, he said, I think Ganesha is not strong enough, he's too fat. So let me think of Lord Shiva, his father. So he started thinking of Lord Shiva, please, please. And then he said, oh, I think Lord Shiva is in meditation all the time. I don't think he heard it. So he goes to Vishnu. Okay, so like this, in the end, he actually he drowned because he didn't have faith in any god. So here it says, have faith in one particular deity. Okay, so and also here when it says Devata, so we all know the difference between Devata and Bhagavan, but I'm still going to say this one here. So Devata, in our Hindu scriptures, it says we have 33 crores devatas. But how many supreme lords we have, but there is only one supreme lord. And this supreme lord is the one who creates, sustains, and dissolves everything in himself. But when the creation is there to sustain this whole creation, he has different posts created. And people who have done lot of punya karmas, okay, so they are appointed as to these posts, and who take, for certain positions, they take care of that. Responsibilities are there. So even you and I can become a Indra or Varuna or a Vayu if we do enough punya karmas and lot of homas and all that. But I don't think we want to do that one, because that is also not a permanent position. Okay. So anyway, so these positions, the gods, they are known as the presiding deities. Okay. So but they have limited powers. Varuna, he is the devata of water. Okay. But he can't do anything with fire. So his power is limited. But invoking a particular devata for what his power is, you will also get that power. So but where do they get all this power from? It is only from that Supreme Lord alone. So but if one worships the Supreme Lord, okay, then he doesn't have to worship all these little devatas or different devatas. But what happens is, worshipping different devatas, actually we are limiting ourselves. We are not going to the Supreme Lord anyway. So the example that uh, most of the Swamijis give is that like any government. Okay, even if you want to build a house, you have to have a permit. And for that, it's not just one permit. You have to have the permit for the electricity, for the water, for the sewage. So many departments are there. And from different departments, you have to get all these permits. But if you know the boss, okay, maybe the governor, and he's your best friend, you don't have to go anywhere. He will send all the papers to wherever it is supposed to go, and you get everything. The same way, if you worship the Supreme Lord, okay, you get all the other benefits also from what you would have got from different devatas. So our devata Chittanadarayi. So whosoever we have surrendered to, hold on to them and don't change. That means have focus on one deity, and that way you become close to that deity also. And you develop a kind of relationship with that deity there. So if you are worshipping Hanumanji, have full faith in Hanumanji that he will do everything for you. And you don't have to worship different gods on different days and all that one here. So you see, even in Puranas, this is what we see. See, for example, if you take the Shiva Purana, Lord Shiva is made as the Supreme Lord. At that time, all the other gods like Brahma, Vishnu, Devi, and all that, they serve Lord Shiva. But if you take the Devi Mahatma, Devi is the goddess, the supreme goddess. And even Brahmaji, Vishnu, and Shiva, everybody serves her. So like that, uh, here in Hanuman Chalisa, Hanuman is given the supreme lordship here. So he is depicted as the Ishvara here. So have one relationship with him, then nothing else is required here. We all know there are now two gods. There is only one God. See, but many people think the Hindus worship many different gods. But we worship only one God. What we worship is different forms of that one God only. See, our culture says the worshipped God and the worshipper of God. are not two different entities. They are one. Then how can we say that we worship different gods? Okay. So the famous example in Vedanta that is given is gold and ornaments. You all know that one. So all the ornaments are only the names and the forms, but all the ornaments are made of gold only. Names and difference, and I mean the names and forms and the utility is all different, but it is everything is gold only here. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa writes here, many are the names of God and infinite are the forms through which he may be approached. In whatever name and form you worship him, through them you will realize him. See, as Vedanta students, we all know the famous sentence, right? Ekam sat vipra bahuda vadanti. There is only one truth, but the wise people call it by different names. Actually, if you see that, there is no one also. Because Brahman is alone. If Brahman is alone, okay, in the realm of this physical Brahman, you cannot divide. When you cannot divide, where is the question of number? There is only one. So that's why we call it as Advaita. There is no two, no Dvaita there. So actually Hinduism is the only religion in the whole world that says God is one. God alone is, and there is nothing other than God. So you can even say, the polytheistic, monotheistic, all these words we use. So we can say Hinduism is not even monotheistic because everything is God alone there. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tataiva bhajamyaham. So Bhagavan says, in whatsoever form one who seeks me, I reach him in that form because he is everything. So you can worship him in any form, it doesn't matter, but it is the depth of devotion that matters here. But the problem for us is, we worship different devatas because of our selfish thinking, selfish reasons. We want to worship Kubera for money, and we want to worship Dhanvantari whenever we are sick. Like this, we don't have the total conviction that there is only God and I can just worship only one deity. We don't have that because from childhood we have been, we have grown like this because we have also celebrated so many festivals all through the year. So many different forms of Bhagavan we worship. And at that time we hear the Mahatma of that particular God. And our mind goes in different ways. That's what happens here. Auru Devata Chittanatarai can also mean your prayers may not be heard by devatas also. Chitta na dharahi. Who devata? Our devata. What does it mean? It means, the devatas like Indra, Varuna, and all those devatas, they might not even listen when you are praying to them. Why? Because they are worried about their own desires. They are worried about their own, the, what you call this, their powers, their own powers and their own positions. They are worried about those things. So we see so many stories that whenever Indra sees that a sadhaka is very serious about his sadhana and doing very severe tapas, he gets worried. Oh, he is looking for my position. So he sends apsaras to disturb him. So here it says Chittanadarai, our Devata Chittanadarai, you can even take in that meaning also. The other devatas, they don't even listen to your prayers. So the ego is so much even in these devatas. So the story that we all know is that Govardhana mountain. Why did Lord Krishna lift it? That is because of the ego of Indra. All the Gopas decided not to worship Indra that particular year and decided to worship Govardhan. So Indra got very, very upset and he brought the torrential rains. So that is our Devata Chittana Dharai. So it is possible they may not remember you when you pray them because they are also filled with their own desires here. But Hanumanji is Nishkama. He is desireless. He has no selfish interest at all. So he is always ever ready to serve whoever remembers him. That is for sure. Hanumata Seyi Sarva Sukha Karayi. So certainly from Hanumanji you will get all your desires fulfilled. After all, he is the Ashtasiddhinava Nidhike Data. We saw that one. And on top of it, Sitaji blessed him with devotion. Sadaravo Raghupati Ke Dasa. And even in childhood, when he was stuck with Vajra, all the devatas gave their powers to him. So he is very, very powerful. So there is nothing that Hanumanji cannot give, nothing that is impossible for him. You know that song, My God is so great, there's nothing my God cannot do. So Auru Devata, Chittana Darayi, Hanumata Seyi, Sarvasukha Karayi. So serving Hanumanji with a single pointed mind, with firmness and devotion, Hanumanji grants not only this worldly desires, but also other worldly things also. That means if you want to go to heaven and things like that. So Hanumanji is Bhukti and Mukti Pradata, both material prosperity and even the liberation here. So this Chopai is talking about the commitment to one Ishtadevata where we develop a special bond with him. Vishesha Sambandha it is called. And it is like having a best friend. Do you have 15 best friends? You only have one best friend, right? The same way here also. Okay. So you develop love with one particular deity. See, many times people ask this question, that you see oneness, see that oneness present in everybody. See that but some people will say, how can we see that one? When you see this particular person, he's a bad person, How can I see that God in that person also? I remember one time Amachi saying that, it is not easy. So the best thing you could do is, whichever is your Ishtadevata, because see that Ishtadevata in that person also. So when you see that Ishtadevata, then you don't think about that shortcomings of that person. So that is how you can, have one Ishtadevata, and you can see that Ishtadevata in all other forms also here. So now in the next Chopai, the same thought is continued here. Sankat harai mitai sabu pida, jo sumirai Hanumata balabira. So here Sankat harai or Sankat katai, both means the same thing. Whichever the word you want to use, you can use. Sankat harai. So all difficulties are removed. Mitai sabu pida. Pira, that is pida. So all sufferings are removed. For who? Jo sumirai. Who remembers? Who remembers who? Hanamata Balavira. Hanumanji, that powerful, brave Hanumanji, when you remember, all your difficulties are removed. All the difficulties, harai or katai, both are the same here. So those who contemplate on the powerful Hanumanji, all your kleshas will be removed. So here it says, just by remembrance, all the sorrows are removed. That's why it is said sab-pida. It does not say just pida. It says sab-pida. So whether it is physical, mental, or emotional, or any other kind of suffering, all will disappear. But what happens is we don't have time to remember him. We have time to feel that pain and complain about it, or talk about our difficulties with other people, but we don't have time to remember him. That's the problem here. So, Jo Simirai Hanumata Bira. So, when you remember and when you invoke Hanumanji, that power, then your difficulties will be removed here. We had seen before, it's the same meaning. Another chopai that said, Sabusukulahai tumari sarana, tumu rakshaku kahu kodarana. It gave the same meanings also. See, in our life, in certain periods, there will be problem. And sometimes one problem after another problem also come. Then the only thing we can do is to remember Hanumanji. See, even if Shani Maharaj catches you, it is Hanuman who can help you, because Shani has promised Hanumanji that he is not going to bother any of Hanumanji's devotees. So here I like to tell you a story. We all know that Ravana had captured all the three lokas. So he had captured even all the 9 planets also. And he was, that so proud of his the strength, and he was so egoistic. It says that, he put all these 9 planets as a staircase to climb on them to sit on the throne. So he would walk on them, on those 9 planets. And he would get this, what do you call it, the sarcastic joy from that one. And this Ravana had become so powerful because of the boons that he got from Brahmaji and Lord Shiva. And he felt nobody can kill him, nobody can bring him down. And as we know, he was very learned person also. And he was a great astrologer. And when Meghnad, his son was born, in the horoscope, he wanted to put all the 9 planets in the 11th house. So if he puts that way, Meghnad will become invincible, almost immortal. But so all the devatas looked at each other and said, what is going to happen? They looked at Shani. And Shani said, okay, let me see what I can do. So what he did was, he stretched his arm towards the 12th house, trying to get it, he was in the clutches of Ravana, but still he stretched and stretched and stretched, and he touched the 12th house. And then Ravana, when he saw that, he knew that will be the cause of Meghnad's death. He won't be immortal. So he got very, very angry, and he put Shani in a tiny cell where nobody could see him. And after some time, when Hanumanji was searching for Sita ji, he heard the cries from a very deep place. When he went there, he saw that Shani was imprisoned there. And Shani requested Hanumanji to release him, and Hanumanji did it. So at that time, Shani told Hanumanji that he will not bother any of Hanumanji's devotees. So you can see in front of Hanumanji, even Shani has no power to trouble you. So, so the spiritual interpretation for this one is, you see, Hanumanji is a symbol of selflessness. And Shani, is a symbol of ego and pride. So to counter the karma burden of selfish action, one must be humble like Hanumanji. That's what it means. And and Swami Ramabhadracharya says, when a worshipper remembers Hanuman, then what happens? Lord Shiva and Parvati, Lord Rama and Sita, and Lakshmana. So that is 5. Okay. All are so much pleased. They remove all the 5 kleshas. And so what are these 5 kleshas? The 5 afflictions. We have seen this one before, but so here I'll just say the names here. So they are the avidya, ignorance, asmita, personal ego, raga, desire, dvesha, dislike or the aversion, and abhinivesha, that is the fear of death. So instinct to protect this body. These are the 5 kleshas. These also are removed, okay, when we worship Hanumanji. Sankata hare sab sankata hare mite sab pida. So that means there is no suffering at all. See, as I said, that even your prarabdhas are removed. So Swarupanandji says, even, the person who is going through the karma palas, if it is in a bad karma pala that he is going through, when you pray to Hanumanji, even that suffering, one is freed from that one, from that karma pala also. But there are people who say, well, Swamiji, you keep saying this one. I also have chanted Hanuman Chalisa so many times, thinking it will work, but it has never worked for me. So Swamiji says, it is not the problem of Hanuman Chalisa. It is because you don't have faith in Hanumanji, or you did not chant with devotion. When you chanted, your mind was thinking about what am I going to do afterwards? Is this going to go away or something like that? So, but Swamiji also says, of course, the suffering comes to good people also. Okay. But they don't consider suffering as a suffering. They consider as it is a normal thing that the body goes through. So they are, even when they are tortured, they don't, they remain balanced in life. You can see Jesus, when he was nailed, even then he says, God, pardon them. They don't know what they are doing. So when you have faith in Bhagavan, all your difficulties doesn't feel like difficulties also here. So, and this Chopai is Sankata Hare Mite Sabapira Josimirai Hanumata Bala Bira. So as I said, in that little small book that I showed you, for each Doha, each Chopai, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's quotes are given. So for this one, the quote that is given there is, if you clap your hands standing under a tree, the birds perching on it fly away. So if you chant the name of God, clapping your hands at the same time, the birds of evil thoughts will fly away from the tree of your body. That reminds me, that one Swamiji said, the bhajans were going on, and most of the time, half of the people don't sing. They don't chant. They just, like as if they are enjoying it inside. So they don't want to say it. And even when they chant it, it is not with so much of devotion and all that. So he said, come on, everybody clap and sing the bhajan with devotion. And then to make the people do that one, what he said was, see, when you clap, all your sins will go away, just like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said here. And where does it go? All those sins will go to the people who are not clapping. So, so you have to clap also when you are doing bhajans there. Anyway, I keep telling you small jokes so that none of you will fall asleep. Okay. Now, continuing the next Chaupai. Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai, Krupa Karahu, Guru Devakinai. So here it says Jai Jai Jai. Jai means victory. So here it is said 3 times. So Jai Jai Jai. So victory to Hanuman, and victory to Hanuman. And Hanuman is Gosai. It's another name given to Hanumanji. And what does Gosai means, we will see. Okay. And Krupa Karahu Guru Devakinai. So here says Krupa Karahu. Please shower your Krupa, compassion, your grace. Like how Guru Devakinai, just like a guru showers his grace on his disciple. So here, Jaikara is done 3 times. So what is the reason? Many reasons are given by different um, Swamijis and whoever has done this Hanuman Chalisa satsangs here. So here, Ramabhadracharya he writes this here 3 times Jayakara is done because Hanuman ji is Sat Chit Ananda. 3, existence, consciousness, and bliss. So the Jayakara is done 3 times. We all know Hanumanji is the Gnani. So when Lord Rama asked, how do you see me? That famous shloka is there, na? Deha buddhyatu dasosmi, jiva buddhya twadam shakam, atma buddhya tvamevaham iti me nischita matihi. So when I identify myself with the body, I am your servant. But when I am consider myself as a part of you, okay, then when I'm consider myself as an individual soul, then I'm a part of you. But when I look upon myself as this Atma, okay, then I am you and you are me. See, even in these 3 lines, what you see is, you see the Dvaita, Advaita, and Vishishta Advaita. So when it says, from the body point, I'm the servant, that is Dvaita. You and I are different. Okay. And when as an individual soul, I am a part of you, that is Vishishta Advaita. But when it comes to Atma, you and me are the same, that is Advaita. So Hanumanji is a great Gnani. So that's why Sri Ramabhadracharya says, he is Sat Chit Ananda. So that's why we are doing the Jaikar 3 times here. And Jai is, we normally translate that as victory, right? And Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai, victory to you, victory to you, victory to you. But does Hanuman really needs our encouragement for victory, for his victory? No, he doesn't. Actually, we are the one who needs him. We need him to be victorious in us. So that is the reason, that means all the qualities of Hanumanji, like his knowledge, his devotion, his service, his surrender, his bravery, all of them, let it be victorious in us. That is the meaning that we should take here. And also you can say, chanting Jaikar 3 times means, that that enthusiasm is also tripled here. It also means Hanumanji, let Hanumanji be victorious in our lives at 3 levels: body, mind, and speech. Swarupanandaji gives a list of the things. He says we are trapped in 3 types of karmas, like Sanchita, Prarabdha, and Agami, which is responsible for this karma bandhana. And we are trapped in BMI, body, mind, and intellect. We are trapped in 3 states: waking, dream, and deep sleep. We are trapped in 3 lokas: heaven, hell, and earth. We are trapped in 3 stages of life: childhood, youth, and old age. So Hanumanji, please help me to cross over this samsara. So in all ways, in so many ways, we are trapped in 3 ways. So that's why Jai, Jai, Jai. So we are asking Hanumanji, be victorious at all the levels, at all the the traps that we are in. Then here it says, Jai, 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 Hanuman Gosai. So that is 2 words, Hanuman and Gosai. Hanuman, the meaning we already know from the beginning, we have seen that one. Hanu is the chin, and man, there is a little slit, or, it is little disfigured. So that is why he known as Hanuman. But the deeper meaning is one who is not proud. We say, don't carry the chin like the haughty person. Okay. So be humble like Hanumanji. And what does Gosai mean? One thing is, for Goswami, they say Gosai also. So it is a title. So for Tulsidas ji, we say Goswami Tulsidas ji. So in Vaishnava Sampradaya, all the Santa Mahatmas, they are known as Gosai. Coming to the word Gosai, if in the Sanskritam, Go means mother. Go means earth. Go means sense organs. Go means so many meanings are there for go. And go, it's very interesting. In English, go means to go. In Sanskritam, go also is to go. Gam gachati. Okay, so both are go only. So it is called, cow is called go. Why? Because it goes for grazing. Okay, and our sense organs also goes for grazing. That's why go is also used for sense organs. Our eyes goes grazing, looking for forms. Our ears goes grazing, okay, for the sounds. Like that, all our sense organs also goes grazing. So go stands for our sense organs also. And go sai. Sai means Swami, the master. So even a spiritual teacher is also known as a Swami here. So here Gosai means one who has mastered his senses, one who has the control over his emotions also, like anger, the jealousy, hatred, and all that. And so that Hanumanji is Gosai. So Hanumana Gosai. So see, when you have the mastery over your senses, we have the power to face any kind of challenges that comes in our life. And there will be only victory, Jai, 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 at that time. So whenever we are faced with the negative emotions, chant Jai, 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 Hanumana Gosai. Oh, Hanuman, please come and save me. Okay. But what happens, we don't remember, as I said. But who can help us to make us remember Hanumanji? So that's what it says. Krupa Karahu Guru Devakinai. It is the Guru alone who reminds us. So here says, please Hanumanji, bestow your grace as our Guru, as our Supreme Guru. Nai means like. In Hindi, you can use the word saman. So like Guru, please help us. So here, when we say Guru Deva Kinai, so you can split the word Guru Dev also, Guru and Deva. So you can say Guru as God or God as Guru. You be God as Guru, or you be Guru as God here. So here what we are asking is, Tulsidas ji is asking is, Hanumanji, please be our Guru and connect us with Lord Sri Ramchandra ji. So, and the other thing is, Guruji says, Guru also means one who swallows. So the one who swallows the weaknesses of his disciple. I remember when we were in Vedanta course, there was this one boy. He was, he behaved very, very bad. He fought with every student that were there. Even I also had a fight with him. Okay. So some of the students went to Guruji and said, Guruji, you need to let him go. He's bringing a lot of trouble. Do you know what Guruji said? He is the one who needs me more than you all do. That is the compassion of Guru. Guru is like a mother, you know. Sometimes the mother scolds, sometimes she loves, and sometimes she even gives temptation. If you do this one, I will give you this one. So the Guru is that compassionate, like a mother here. And somebody said, dog and Guru are the only two who accept us the way we are. They have unconditional love, the dog and the Guru. That is interesting. Okay, anyway, Krupa Karahu. So here the word Krupa is there. What is Krupa? We all know compassion, mercy, grace, and also blessings. All these things are there. And Swami Jyotirmayanandaji, when he has translated, he has not written a long commentary, just two lines or 3 lines for each doha he has written. There he talks about Krupa, that grace appears in 4 forms. Okay. And see, I had talked to you before about Samanya Krupa and Vishesha Krupa. At that time, I had mentioned what is Samanya Krupa. Samanya Krupa is like rain. It rains on everyone. There is nothing like, I'm not going to rain on this person or anything like that. That is the Samanya Krupa. But who is the one who receives it? Who is the one who benefits from that? So he talks about grace comes from in like 4 main forms. And what are those? Atma Krupa, Shastra Krupa, Guru Krupa, and Ishvara Krupa. So Atma Krupa is the grace of oneself. Shastra Krupa is the grace of scriptures. Guru Krupa is the grace of the Guru, and Ishvara Krupa is the grace of the God. And when these 4 graces converge, then there is enlightenment. Okay, now it is 8:24. I'm going to stop here. Hopefully, I will be able to finish the rest of the other 3 chopais and the rest of this also about Krupa. I would like to talk to you about Krupa, a little bit about it. And then we will see the other 3 chopais and finish the Hanuman Chalisa class on next Tuesday. So today, we will chant the Hanuman Chalisa, and Shubha had come forward to chant the Hanuman Chalisa today. So all of us will mute and Shubha will chant. Let's do that one now, okay?
हरि ओम गीता जी। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार बरणो रघुबर बिमल जस जो दायक फल चार बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवारी सुमति के संगी कांचन बरण बिराज सुपेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा बिराजे कांधे मूंजे जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावाणी गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज संवारे। लाए संजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हर्षुर लाए। रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई। सहस बदन तुमरो एस गावे, अस कई श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। संकादिक ब्रह्मांडि मुनीषा, नारद सारद सहित ईशा। यम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहांते, कवि कोविंद कहे सके कांते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव कीना, राम मिले राजपत दीना। तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। युग सहस्र योजन पर भानो, लियो ताहि मधुर फल जानो। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेल मुख माही, जलधि लांघि गए अजर जनाई। दुर्गम काज जगत के तेजे, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। सब सुख लये तुम्हारे शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपी, तीनों लोक हांत के कांपी। भूत पिशाची निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जप तप निरंतर हनुमंत बीरा। संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन कर्मा वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पारारम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काजा सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सो अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा है, परिसिद्धि जगत जियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदर राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुपति पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तर धरई, हनुमंत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट हरे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमंत बल बीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गुसावे, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, चूड़े बंदी महासुख होई। जो ये पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होए सिद्धि की गौरीशा। तुलसीदास सदारि चेरा, कीजे नाथ हृदय मम डेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बस सुर भूप। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वम् अरोगताम् अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्।
Thank you, Shubhad. Thank you very much. Okay,
Thank you, Geeta ji.
thank
Thank you for.
So, as I said, next week will be our last class. So, anybody who has not chanted, would you like to come forward so that I can write down the name? Or not chanted before? I know some of you have
Chant.
not chanted. Huh?
Geeta ji, I can chant.
Okay, so Shobana is going to chant next week. Okay, good, very good. So, we'll stop here. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ ॐ तत्सत् श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु
हरि ओम हरि